Hello, Portland. Please show a warm Portland welcome for the Camas High School Choir. We are so excited to be playing music for you tonight, and we're gonna jump in to the first song, which is called Marble Floor. I open up my mouth, but no words came, and I laid down to sleep, but I did not dream. Oh, 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 oh. I looked up to the stars, but the sky was dark, like a mirror held up to my I was awake. I could not open, so I had to break to let the light come in. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Take this alphabet from me. It's heavy on my tongue. Thank you. So from the very moment that Mr. Chessin invited me to be part of this incredible project with the Camas High School Choir, I knew that in addition to involving their singing voices, I wanted to involve their voices about what was happening in their lives as well, and kind of align their singing with what's happening individually, right? This beautiful group sound we get with a choir, with all the individual stories that happen in all of our lives. And so I came up with questions that relate to the songs that we're singing, and invited the students to anonymously contribute answers, and told them that I would be weaving some of these answers into the performance. And so we're going to get to hear some of the students read their colleagues' answers to some questions over the course of this evening. And so the first question that I invited people to answer was, what is a secret strength of yours that maybe the world doesn't fully see or appreciate?
Patience.
I'm really good at understanding people.
The ability to make others feel safe and comfortable where they are at.
I'm very empathetic.
I see through people's actions and recognize what makes them act the way they do.
I'm good at pogo stick.
I can multitask.
Not judging others, accepting that I have faults as much as everyone else.
The strength of my convictions.
Voice projection.
My ability to persevere and become stronger after disaster.
I can eat a lot of blueberries very fast. I am actually pretty good at singing.
My ability to listen to what people are saying around me, like picking up on what they mean even if they don't say it outright.
Strategy games.
Being proud of myself for even small achievements.
I pay attention to the little things.
Nobody knows the strength of my riz.
My ability to do hard work or doing things that I don't want to do.
My ability to advocate for myself.
None at all. I think I'm pretty average compared to everyone else.
My ability to stay quiet and listen to others and their ideas.
Being honest.
Making people laugh.
I pay attention to the little things.
So the source texts behind all of these songs that I've composed, what holds them all together is that they all have something to do with stories of women or girls in the Hebrew Bible. And some of them are more narrative, and some of them are a little bit more of a looser connection. And so this next one is actually just some beautiful words in Hebrew from Psalm 23, which is that famous psalm that talks about not being afraid even though we wander through the valley of the shadow of death. And this includes addressing the divine in the feminine in Hebrew. And it's called Lo Ira Ra. They sing so beautifully, and I've had the incredible privilege of getting to join them in the classroom about once or twice a week for the last few months and learn these songs together and also talk to them about the sources behind the songs. That last one was a brand new song I wrote just for the choir, and some of the other songs we're playing tonight are songs that I've written previously in a project called Girls in Trouble, which is taking stories of biblical women and reinterpreting them so that the women's stories are at the center, and asking how would that change the way we see these important stories. And so this next song is from that project, but very much arranged specifically for this evening and this group. And the students are going to sing it. I'm not going to sing on this one. We'll have the wonderful treble singers and soloists. And this is the story that comes from the book of Judges. And later on, at the end of the night in your program, if you take it home, you can see all the sources if you're curious about going a little deeper. But I also love the way that these stories, they hold so much narrative that you don't actually have to even know the full story to just feel the power of it. And that's a big inspiration for me in my songwriting. So this song is called Mountain.
When my father came back from the war, I knew he'd want to see me first. So I ran out to greet him, but he fell to his knees in the dirt. Father, the vow you have made is one I cannot escape. But first let me go with my sisters down to the shores of the lake. I lived 2 months with them, my sisters in the the night he took me to the mountain, neither of us spoke. We reached the peak together, just as sunrise broke. It was the last day of my life. The sun had never shone so bright. My father held the knife. I kept my eyes open wide. Angels came to me with faces of my sisters, and they filled my eyes with tears.
we're going to get to know the students a little better now, and I'm so grateful to them for being open and vulnerable in response to my questions. One thing that inspires me about these stories of women in the Hebrew Bible is that they're often in a pretty challenging situation because they're in an ancient patriarchal structure, but within the stories themselves, so many of the characters find a way to overcome the limitations of what's being put on them and to use their own resilience to kind of make their lives be what they want their lives to be. And that's not just a modern interpretation, it actually happens inside those stories. And I'm so grateful for that and inspired by that. So for this question, I invited students, if they wanted, to anonymously answer. If you weren't afraid of failure, what risk would you take?
Probably just be more outgoing.
I would try to write and release music.
Being a YouTuber, asking someone out, trying more solos, and confidently going into my field of study in college.
I would go skydiving.
Skydiving.
Skydive.
I would go into music composition as my career.
I would go on a big road trip.
I would travel the world right after high school, not worrying about the costs. And then maybe skydive.
I would go on more challenging hiking trips.
I would try for the military.
I'm already taking all the risks that I would want to take.
I'd be a writer.
I would probably get a job and start investing in stocks.
I would sell everything I own and move to a small coastal town.
I would show my feelings towards others.
I would pursue a career in the arts.
I would stand up for myself more.
I would try out for badminton, maybe.
I would perform alone.
I would ask someone out.
I think I would write and release music if I wasn't afraid of the risks and the criticism that can come with that.
I would speak my mind more often.
I would ask my crush to the school dance.
I would join a band and play the trombone. I would also dress like my 90s punk rock dream, like the kind I wouldn't be caught dead in. I might start swimming too.
Maybe go on America's Got Talent?
So this next song is the title song of our evening. It's called I Was a Desert. It's about an incredible character from the book of Genesis named Tamar, who takes a huge risk and transforms her life and actually, according to tradition, transforms the whole world. So here's I Was a Desert. Thank you so much. Thanks to artist Zach Margolis for these beautiful animations. This next song is a love song, and it's based on a very ancient love poem from the book of Proverbs, which is a poem in praise of this incredible woman who can do all these things. She's definitely taking care of the domestic sphere, but also in this very ancient poem, she's out in the world doing agriculture and business and kind of just holding it all together. And so, there are legitimate feminist critiques of this poem, but I decided to take it as a beautiful love poem. And I borrowed from an American folk song called Dink's Song, or Fare Thee Well, and kind of fusing together these traditions that I love so much of ancient Hebrew texts and contemporary American folk music and traditional American folk music. And so the tenors and basses are gonna sing this one, including some wonderful soloists, and it's a love song called Rubies.
Like a merchant ship, strong and wide, gold and oranges deep inside, more than rubies, more than pearls, the one I love.
With purple silk and tapestry,
She weaves a blanket to cover me, more than rubies, more than pearls, the one I love. Is woven through us, and I cannot forget. Her fingers hold the thread. She buys a field, she plants a vine. Come the autumn, she makes her wine. More than rubies, more than pearls, more than I let it rain, let it slow. She keeps her babies safe and warm. More than rubies, more than pearls, the one I she calls me by my name. More than rubies, more than pearl. The one I love.
All right, should we stay in fiddle zone a little longer? It's always a good idea to stay in fiddle zone, I think. So this next one is more of like a up-tempo fiddle song, and it's based on the story of Vashti, who is kind of an anti-hero in this ancient story. Usually we think of this as the book of Esther, it's the name of the book, but it begins with this queen named Vashti getting commanded by her husband, who's the king of the Persian Empire, to show up in front of all the men of the kingdom, who, by the way, have been drinking for a few days at an open bar that the king set up. And the king says, now that they've been drinking for a few days, Queen Vashti, show up and put on your royal crown and display your beauty before all of them. And Vashti says, no. And she gets kicked out of the palace. She's never heard from again. We don't know what happens to her. And that actually makes the opening for this character of Esther, who becomes the new queen and is, rightly quite famous and respected. But I wanted to sit for a minute with Vashti and write a song that kind of celebrates her honoring of her boundaries and her refusal to dress up. So this is pretty much a straight-up old-timey fiddle tune that I wrote in honor of Vashti and in the voice of Vashti, called I'm Done Dressing Up for You. have a hand for Maestro Ethan Chessin. As some of you know, this is not the only time this kind of thing has happened. In fact, Mr. Chessin puts together a piece like this every couple years where a Portland composer gets to work with this incredible choir. And it's such an honor to get to do it this year. I wish I could take them everywhere I go, to every show I play after this. So this next song is about a moment in Genesis where one character falls in love with another, and they decide to spend their lives together. And there's this moment of sort of sadness that his mother has passed away before they met and won't get to be part of their love, essentially. And so I wrote this song thinking about ancestors, our very recent ones and our very past ones. And I wanted to invite the students to kind of connect with that energy of this song. And I asked them to think of someone they'd like to speak to. And I said it could be a family member, it could be someone who passed away, it could be a fictional character, it could be a historical person that they admire. And if you had a chance to speak to this person, what would you say to them?
I wish you could see my little sister and all the accomplishments she gets to do.
I'd ask if he would share the stories he wasn't able to pass on during his life.
I would tell him I love him and miss him, and that we are all okay, and that he didn't ever have to worry about us.
If I had the chance, I would just tell him I love him and try to heal some things in our relationship.
Nothing in particular, I guess. I think it'd just be nice to have a conversation with him and get to know him.
I miss playing with you and miss those FaceTime calls, seeing how you're holding up. I hope your feet don't hurt anymore, and I hope you don't get lost up there. You are welcome to stay around with me if you have nowhere else to be.
I would want to ask Ella Fitzgerald how she managed to make it during a time when black women were often neglected and rarely received credit for their strides, especially in the music industry.
I would say that I love them and wished I spent more time with them while they were alive.
Tony Stark, can I have one of the suits?
I would tell him about how wonderful my mom is and tell her all the stories she tells me about him.
If I could, I would probably say something to him for 5 minutes and then give the rest of the time to my mom, because she really misses him even though it's been over 11 years.
I would thank her for raising a perfect woman for me to have as a mother.
I wish you could know me as the woman I'm growing up to be, instead of the little girl who came to visit every year or so.
Michael Jackson, how did you really die? Like, there are different rumors, but I want to know what really happened.
Can I go on an adventure with you before I need to go back to my world of reality?
I would ask him about my grandma and about his family, since he never talked about his life before he moved to America.
I want to say goodbye because I never got to, and I want to talk to him about his favorite memory.
I've missed you. Have you been watching over me? I have so much to tell you. I was hoping you could make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch like you used to and catch up.
We should have had more time together.
I would say I love you and miss you, and nobody has forgotten you.
This next song is about the complication of being alive with people, specifically siblings. And it's about Rachel and Leah, a pretty famous pair of sisters from the book of Genesis who have some moments of real conflict and some moments of real beautiful sisterly allegiance. So this is a song in their voices, and it's called DNA, O Sister. Will you all be willing to help us out with a little singing on the next song? We'd love it. It's in Hebrew. The words will be projected behind me, so don't worry. And there is a certain letter that I will just prep you for. It's ch. And so if you feel shy about making that sound, you can just use an H sound. But when you see CH on the screen, that's an English way of trying to approximate the sound. So this song is a round, so it's very simple. And I actually took just the Hebrew text from a verse from the book of Job. And the lyrics mean God has given, God has taken, may God's name be blessed. And there's so many different ways to experience this, but I think there's something beautiful about the sort of loosely holding, appreciating the magic of what it is to be alive, and also realizing that part of the deal is that it flows through us. And so we're going to teach you the round in a bit, but first we'll start with a bit of instrumental. It'll be very clear, don't worry. Part by part, and the choir is going to repeat each little part, and you'll sing along with them. So here we go. Adonai Natan. Adonai Natan. Adonai Lakach. Welcome to choir class. Okay, now we're going to sing it through a few times all together as a round, and you're going to follow me, and then the choir will fill in all the round parts. Here we go. Adonai Natan. Adonai Lakach. Yahi Shema One more time. Beautiful. Give yourselves a hand. Amazing. We only have one more song for you, but first we're going to invite one more round of student voices, and I just want to express my gratitude for the privilege of working with this incredible choir all year. I want to thank them for welcoming me into their classroom at 7:30 a.m., which was wild, and welcoming me into their artistic lives and their school lives, and just being game for this very, very challenging project that we're all doing together, making pretty complicated music, and they're doing so beautifully. I'm so proud of them and so grateful. Yeah, one more. So for the last question, I invited them to answer, what is something that you want to bring or invite into your life? And here's some of their answers.
Trusting my own ability.
Adventure.
A girlfriend, being an adult, progressing in life.
Friendships, relationships, and happiness.
Kindness and love.
Forgiveness and speaking my mind.
More confidence and taking better care of myself.
Being happy.
Knowledge and money.
Stability.
I want to invite in everyone and everything to experience unconditional love at a deeper capacity than I ever have before.
Lifting weights.
More organizational skills.
A bigger online community.
I want to invite challenges and novelty. I know they're the only ways I can grow, but in the past I've neglected them out of fear. I don't want to do that anymore.
I want to bring joy to others through the arts.
Rugby.
More openness.
More music.
Finding more time for writing and music.
Joy.
Money.
More dogs.
I want a good future career that I will enjoy and will allow me to take care of my family and travel for them.
Becoming a singer.
A more positive, less judgmental outlook on life.
A car.
Boys. And Starbucks.
To feel ready to let go of how the past holds on to my actions and emotions.
New love, new friendships, new experiences.
So this last song is a love song, and it's a love song that goes all the way back to the Garden of Eden, where we're taught about Adam and Eve, but according to legend, there was another person there, maybe before Eve, named Lilith, who believed that she had an equal voice to Adam, and for that reason was kind of kicked out of the garden. And there's all kinds of legends about how she turns into a demon, and she's very scary, but there's also a lot of kind of contemporary moves to reclaim this powerful antecedent, and so she gets a music festival named after her. She gets a feminist Jewish magazine called Lilith, which some of you may know. And I wanted to add to that kind of new canon of inviting Lilith back in and saying that maybe in thinking that she was equal to Adam, there was nothing wrong with that. She was just like maybe 3,000 years before her time. Maybe it really was a love story. And there's an interpretation of Genesis in which that first human was made of both kind of all genders in one and then split. And so this song is inspired by that kind of ancient idea. It's called We Are Androgynous. double-faced beings, one looking forward and one looking back, formed in the light of a throne in the sky. We are never alone and we never die. Thank you so much, Portland. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for coming out and making this night so special. And one last hand for Maestro Ethan Chessin.
Alicia Rabins!
Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in New York City.